Hey everyone, it's Dr. Trish coming to you from my home office on the fifth floor of my building on 75th Street, Upper East Side. I would have liked to come to you from the park where the view is nicer than the bookshelves that you're seeing behind me. But it's a little cold today and snowy and icy on Benjamin's favorite perch. Benjamin is nearby giving me glances, looks, saying, get off of this already, take me out again. But I'm not going to succumb to his demands. I'm going to hang with you just for a minute or two or more to share with you some thoughts that I often write about, but I haven't spoken about much here in video form. So what I want to tell you is this. It's about healing, and it's about suffering, and it's about really just what is health. As I take a sip of my very intense roasted dandelion tea. Slurp, slurp. So, what is health, and what does it mean to be well? I'm going to offer you that being healthy has very little to do with the physical body and the absence of disease or symptoms. But being healthy is simply a state of mind. Being healthy is simply a state of mind. Easy to say, huh? Easy to say if we're not suffering in the physical body. And I've suffered in my physical body quite a few times, more than I can count on one hand, in my 57, almost 58 years on this planet, in this body so far. But what I have come to know and understand, not always so readily and easily, but when I did finally come to know and understand this, it was a kind of, it was a form of liberation, that health is not about the absence of symptoms or the perfection of the physical body. It's simply a state of mind, and I'll say that health is simply a state of peace of mind. Peace of mind. Not a peace of mind, but peace of mind. Because really, no matter what's going on in our lives, if we're suffering in any way, maybe it's a health issue, maybe it's another issue, a relationship issue, or a financial issue. I've had my share of those. A work or life path issue, a concern with the health or well-being of loved ones. Whatever is going on, we don't suffer because of the circumstances. We don't really suffer, even if it's going on in our physical body and we have pain and we have difficulty. We're not suffering because of the pain or the difficulty or the emotional mishigas, as we say in my New York City lingo. We suffer because of how we think and feel about the circumstances and situations in our lives. We don't suffer because of the circumstances and situations in our lives. We suffer because of how we think and feel about them. As I take another slurp of my pseudo espresso, aka a highly concentrated roasted dandelion tea. It's about all I can handle. Anyhow, we suffer because of how we think and feel about things. And the way we can be liberated from our suffering is to change how we think and feel about things. So in terms of health, in terms of our physical well-being, in terms of our emotional well-being, we don't suffer because of what's going on. We suffer because of how we think and feel about what's going on. And isn't it so, if we could always have a peaceful mind, if we could always be in a state of equanimity, a longer, bigger word for peace of mind, wouldn't that be our liberation? We wouldn't be suffering. Let's face it, we're all going to leave our bodies. We're all going to die. As they say, it's a terminal condition. And we are so attached to the well-being of our bodies. We are so focused on health and well-being and wellness, something that we focus on in my profession. We're really good at diagnosing disease. We are fearful of disease. We are focused on the well-being of the physical body. I'm not dissing that and saying that's not not a helpful way to think, not a helpful perspective to have. Yes, it is a good perspective to have, but it's not the complete perspective. Let me just gather my thoughts here for a moment and see if I can come back to the point at hand. What I want to say is, if no matter what's going on, if we can find a path to peace of mind, we will be free from suffering. Again, we're all going to die. We're all going to leave our bodies, some of us with a bang, some of us with a whimper for you T.S. Eliot fans. And in spite of all of it, the path to ease, the freedom from dis-ease, is by finding a way to feel at peace, no matter what's going on. And I will offer you that the way to feel at peace, no matter what's going on, is to cultivate your experience of this very moment. Be here now with me on this video, in this video, watching this video. Be with whatever sensations, feelings, thoughts arise. Be not with thoughts of the past. Be not with thoughts of the future. Be in the very moment. And that may be hard because I'm speaking and there's distractions in the background, and there may be things going on in your area too. I will also offer that the fastest and the simplest and the most powerful way to experience the power of the present moment is through the breath, and specifically a form of breathing that many of you have heard of called abdominal or belly breathing. It's a form of breathing that turns on what's called the parasympathetic nervous system. I've spoken about that before for those of you who've watched my unscripted, spontaneous, sometimes very amateurish videos here. It's the part of the nervous system that toggles on to enable rest, repair, rejuvenation, and healing. It enables rest, repair, rejuvenation, and healing. Peace in the body gives us peace in the mind. Peace in the body gives us peace in the mind. And in fact, peace in the mind gives us peace in the body. We can't heal without it. If we are going to get well, to return to a more optimal state of health, we can't do that if the mind is not in a state of peace. So I'm going to offer you a new definition of health. I'm calling it absolute health. Absolute health. And I'm going to tell you that absolute health is simply peace of mind. It's simply peace of mind. And it can be had in a moment. It can be had in a moment. And it's also the state that we need to be in for healing to occur. It's a state we need to be in for healing to occur. And again, no matter which way we're headed, if we're headed towards the end of our physical life here, or if we're headed towards a healing and a return to the body, whichever way we're going, it's going to bring us a state of peace, of equanimity, if we can cultivate that moment and find the peace in the moment. We suffer because of how we think and feel. We suffer because we're not in the moment, because we're in the past or in the future. We're not here now. So as I pause, because I need to breathe and exhale and take another sip of my ever so good roasted dandelion tea, I'm a slurper. I'm going to offer you just a minute or two of breathing into the belly, to pause, to cultivate that experience of the present moment. So if you will, close your eyes, soften your breath, and start to inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. I'm doing it with you. And as you inhale, let the belly gently rise. And as you exhale, let the belly gently fall. And as you inhale, let the belly gently rise. And as you exhale, let the belly gently fall. And do that in your time, not in my time. And then for the next 4 inhalation exhalations, I want you to inhale through your nose and exhale with an open mouth. And let the exhale be as long as it needs to be. Inhale. And now for the next 4 inhalation exhalations, in your time again, not in my time, with your eyes closed, as I close mine again. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and exhale with a sigh, with a vocalization. And let the exhale be as long as it needs to be. And let the exhale be as long as it needs to be. Exhale. And one more. And let the exhale be as long as it needs to be. And when you're ready, you can return to the video and to my voice. And I'll just leave you with these simple thoughts. Absolute health is simply peace of mind. And peace of mind is where we need to be liberated from whatever we're suffering from, whether it's health or anything else. And peace of mind is the state of mind and the physiologic state that's engendered by peace of mind that we need to be in to heal, to get well. And it can all be had in a moment. We can toggle on that very potent parasympathetic nervous system just by breathing the way we did now. Okay, everybody. Thanks for listening. As always, I welcome feedback and comments and even criticism. I find that really more helpful than anything. I'm looking at the timer here. It's been a rather long video, so if you've borne with me to the end, thank you. And if you've taken just a little bit of it, that's okay too. You won't know if you've gotten this far. Thanks again. Ciao, ciao. Wishing everybody well. And know that you can be well and you can find that state of well-being in this very moment now. Until next time, be well. And take a moment to stop and pause and breathe.